I started stream yesterday with a mission. I wanted to reach my new peak rank gold 2. I was only 1 win away. However, that didn't really go as planned.
No way. No, I'm FFing. It's a warm-up game. It's a warm-up game.
Loss.
It's a warm-up game.
After loss.
9 lives.
After loss. Into one of the craziest games that I've ever played in my gaming career.
We don't type GG until it's over. We don't type GG until it's over. Wait for it. Wait for it. No!
That's right. I lost by less than 1 second. I would argue even 0.1 of a second. And with that, I had something to prove. I woke up in the morning bottom of gold 1, determined to hit gold 2 today. We started out on a village seed. This one started out just like any other. We walked over to the blacksmith chest, grabbed all the items out of it, farmed up a little bit of food, and then walked over to a nearby river looking for gravel. Lucky for me, there was a nearby lava pool I spotted while I was getting the gravel. Tried to build my nether portal, but this happened. So after building the slowest nether portal I've ever done, we finally made it into the nether. On spawn, I immediately see this bastion right at the corner of my eye. I think it's treasure just from what I can see here, and then I realize quickly that it's not. Try building up, but the piglins are angry at me. I bait them down here just to pillar up again where they can't hit me. I check these top chests now that the piglins are all gone. And on my way back, I spot this middle chest, so I know it's housing. So I prep for a top-down manhunt. I break this chest, which gets all the piggies aggro at me, and then I just run down. Typical route. You can find this basically anywhere, but it is a little bit sketchy just because I don't have any gold to throw at them if they do get too close, but luckily there weren't even very many pigs here. Yeah, I don't even know where all these guys come from, but sometimes you have to have faith in the route. I get all of them down there, throw a gold down so they don't immediately kill me, and then chuck a block on top while I mine the rest of this gold and make a hole for them to sit in. While I wait for them to trade, I go check this double chest just to see if there's anything good in there. There's just a bunch of more obby, which we don't really need. We go back for our trades, get them all, but the main concern is only 4 string here, so we have to leave with this because we've traded all the gold and we've spotted the fortress location, so I just make my way over to the fortress even though we're gonna have no explosives this run. I start pillaring my way up here. I spotted the blaze spawner earlier, so I know it's right above me. I jump in and I just start killing them for the rods. I make my blind portal while I wait for a respawn on these blazes, but a few spawned while I was doing it, so I run back over and kill them. I still need a few rods, but I just blind out now so I can get a measurement on the stronghold. This is pretty quick. I think I only used 1 eye in order to get it, which that's good enough. But on my way out, this skeleton had other plans for me. He wanted to fight me. And then he just warps through the portal, but somehow disappears. I don't know why that happens, but if anyone knows, let me know. Our stronghold cords are really close to the fortress, which is sometimes concerning, but right here, we didn't even get a warning, so it's kind of okay. We build this portal, teleport through it, and we end up right in the stronghold, which is good. Start our preemptive scan. Get a massive spike down one of these directions, which I decide to run off, and of course, it's tradition that if I do this, I end up spending 4 minutes running through the stronghold on what could have been a PB pace, so yeah, this one was fun. After backtracking, I end up finding the portal room pretty quickly, which is always the case, but I break the silverfish spawner. I really didn't need to, and then I beat this zombie into the lava pool because I just don't want him messing me up when I'm trying to get through there. I should be way more pressured here. My opponent just made it to the stronghold as well, so I should be not taking my time as much as I have, but we make it into the end. We have no explo here, so I really don't have a plan going into this other than I have about 70 arrows, so that seems to be my only plan. I craft what I can here, which is 2 respawn anchors, but with less than 3 explosives, I can't one cycle, so I'm forced to just shoot out every crystal and then just use these explosives for big damage when I can. So that's exactly what I do. I walk around, I hit every end crystal first try, definitely didn't miss any shots. After I broke all the crystals, I just started shooting at the dragon, but I really wasn't expecting a perch from this direction, so I didn't have time to get a bed ready. I instead decided to just get ready for respawn anchors right under his head and pump this fire pot instead. This does pretty good damage, honestly, but I just start shooting at him again, waiting for another perch, because that's really all I can do at this point. I don't know why, but for some reason I was hitting way more shots on the moving dragon than the stationary end crystals, but we finally get a perch here. This time I'm ready for the bed, but unfortunately I've been standing close to the fountain, so the dragon's breath's guarding it. I decide to do it from the side here, even though the dragon's breath just runs away, and I leave her on 1 HP, sadly. I treat her like an Elden Ring boss as on 1 HP, and I decide to try to get this last hit, even though it's so greedy, but we end up doing it. It's almost symbolic that the last hit was a melee hit, considering how scuffed this no explosives run was, but honestly, sub 21 minutes, even with all of the stuff that happened, we're happy, we got our win. Next seed's a village seed again, so we go to the blacksmith right away, get some tools, and kill this iron golem for the extra that we need. I see a nearby river, so I go grab some gravel from here for the flint and steel. I'm making pretty good time here. At 2 minutes, I have everything I need to enter, but unfortunately, I can't find a lava pool, so I spend the next 2 minutes running around looking for one. In this time, my opponent does make it into the nether, which is unfortunate, but I finally end up finding one here and then entering. Luckily, I see this bastion as soon as I get through the portal, which is amazing, but I just have to find a way over. This skeleton almost kills me. I almost fall to my death here, and now I have piglins and skeletons all shooting me. It's just an absolute mess right away. I'm already 4 hearts. I need to eat here so I can heal up a little bit. I have no blocks to get away from these piglins, so I try to mine a couple. And yeah, this is just all a mess. I see these trees as hopefully a little route to escape from them. I managed to make it up and just narrowly escape them. But I still need blocks to get up into the bastion, so I decided to mine these trees. Unfortunately, I get shot as I jump, puts me into a hole that I can't escape, and now I'm 1v2ing the piglins in here. Luckily, that arrow misses because it 100% would have killed me on 1.5 hearts, but I jump back up here. I still need blocks because I have that problem, and a sword piglin is chasing me now, so I decided to just turn these into planks. I feel like 24 is enough to get on top of this bridge and grab the gold there, so I just make my way up here. I pillar up, I grab the gold here, and I decide after everything that's just happened to me, I'm not taking any more chances, so I turn the gold into a helmet so these piglins won't aggro me. I make my way up to my usual trading spot, but I see this one lava stream coming down, so I'm assuming that's gonna not be an option. For some reason, this pig's still mad at me, so I just chuck him a gold, thinking that's the end of it. I connect the 2 sides of this bastion together and see that, yep, I was correct. My trading hole is blocked off. I almost died to this piglin because he's still mad at me for some reason. Even though I've put the armor on, I don't know what's going on with him. I decide I'm just trading in the other side of the bastion, which is probably the conclusion I should have come to immediately, but I end up getting all the gold here, get the piggies trading, and then I make my way up the stairs because I have to get to the other side for the gold that's hidden up top here. I decide to block off this lava fall. I just assume that this is going to be running down the stairs and I won't be able to get to the gold if I don't, so while I'm on the roof, I decide to look around for the fortress. I use this new widescreen tech, which helps see further into the nether fog. It's my first time doing it, so I was kind of excited it actually worked. I get all the loot from the chests that I missed before and go back for my trades. At this point, I'm pretty concerned because I only have 16 obby and not much gold left, so I mine for this hidden gold block, which unfortunately falls right off the edge. My opponent just makes it into the fortress, so now the time crunch is on. I walk over, try to get this other hidden gold block, which is luckily there, but it falls off the edge as well. We got nothing good from the other trade, so I try to just pearl over here. I miss the pearl and the FF button is calling my name, but we do not FF, we never surrender. Instead, we push on and we do whatever this is. Yeah, I don't know. After that lucky save, I still need my obby, so I boat down here to the bottom, grab some gold, and just start trading with these little piggies. I decide to tunnel out this back wall because I know the fortress is in this direction. And I am immediately greeted by a lava lake. I spend the next 2 minutes desperately pearling through this lava lake, eating bread so I keep healing. And I'm kind of just like a lost puppy at this point, I'm not even gonna lie. At this point I was kind of over it, but we do eventually make it to the fortress and then pillar our way up. We get to the top and find a spawner shortly after. But of course, just like the rest of this seed, it is entirely covered in lava. I end up trying to block it off. It works. And then I build my nether portal, get ready for our blind. But I see a blaze spawn right before I'm about to leave, so I figure I might as well at least go take him out and see if he drops a rod before I go. Luckily he drops one, which is actually pretty great. We get out of the nether here and then end up finding our cowards with one eye, so that's pretty fortunate at least. We spend the next minute fighting blazes, but we finally have enough rods to leave, which I do immediately. And of course, the cowards are directly above a lava lake. At this point, I'm so low on everything that I just jump into it. At this point, it feels like I've spent half my time dealing with lava, so I'm so ready for this seed to be done, but as I'm building up my nether portal, I get this beautiful notification. A well-deserved victory on game 2. Game 3 is a shipwreck seed, but nothing too crazy happens, so I'll just go over the key points. It's a bridge bastion, we make it here pretty quickly, 5 minutes. Get our gold, get all the piggies into the hole, get them trading. We actually got quite a few piggies here. We're at the spawner at 9 minutes, which is a good time for me to be completely honest, but this gas decides to screw it all up, so I drop my render distance and then I blind out. This is where the 2 render distance is coming back to haunt me, because as I'm trying to leave, I'm getting ganked by every mob in the overworld. 2 of them go through the portal, which is a nightmare, and now I have even more pushing me from behind. I decided to just walk away, take a little bit of time loss here, and safely get back to the portal. This could have gone a lot worse, but it did give me quite a scare. We get the last of our rods and then we make it to our cowards, and we're blinding into the stronghold, which we luckily do. We insta-nav the portal room and go right in. I set up for our 1 cycle here. We only have 3 beds, but we do have the respawn anchors luckily, so I'm not the most confident with the respawn anchors, but I'm pretty confident with 6 explosives that we'll be able to do this. And then we just wait. Our opponent isn't even at the stronghold yet, but this game is very losable. We have to hit this 1 cycle. We don't have a bow to break the end crystals. We have no safety bed, nothing. So it's very important we hit this. And we do, with 1 respawn anchor to spare. 20-minute flat victory, and we're on to game 4, which is another shipwreck seed. We get the captain's chest, we grab some food, and then we head back to Spawn Island, which luckily has 3 trees. Almost the perfect amount of wood for this run. We take our boat, find a little ravine, enter in, and now we're lost. We see a fortress pretty close by, but when we look for the bastion, we get a spike in the direction of the fortress, so I run that direction. I ran over to the fortress and couldn't see anything there, so I thought it might have just been a false spike. I decide to go back the other direction towards my nether portal and use this wide view trick, and just there in the bottom right, I think I see a bastion, so I commit to it a little bit and decide to run a little further towards it. And lucky I did, because when I make it up over this terrain, I see it, a treasure bastion just in the distance here. I run down, try to make it there, but there's an army of piglins guarding my way. I get hit, Decide to try to pillar up and get away from them. I can't quite make it over to the bastion. Maybe if I was a bit quicker I could have, but I just pillar up here. Half health. 2.5 hearts now. I decide I'm just gonna sit here and heal when I can. Now, keep in mind, it is a shipwreck seed, so I really don't have that much food to be wasting this seed. I'm trying to conserve it as best as I can, so I just decide to bridge over to the bastion at this point. I don't want to deal with these piggies anymore. It seems like I still may have to, but I finally make it over to the gold by slowly using every block I can to bridge over there. I jump onto the gold, once again taking a little bit of damage. And now I just finish the rest of my treasure route. Luckily, this one has no lava, so we get the piggies in there pretty quickly, start trading with them as soon as we can, gather up all the gold from around the bastion. We go collect some of our trades because we have nothing else to do, and we realize we already have everything we need to get out of there, so we just start going in the direction of Spawn Portal. We remember seeing the fortress right next to it. We made a mental note that it's going to be southwest, so we decide to run down here and just pearl out. I decide to pop a fire res here just in case anything crazy happens, and I do have 6 of them, so I don't have to be too conservative with them. And luckily I did, because that pearl goes right into lava. I throw another one to try to save myself, and somehow end up trapped in this soil box. I don't even know where I am at this point. I'm super disoriented. I try to just mine to find a way out of it. And somehow I ended up in the roof. I still don't even know how this was possible, but it happened. I catch a glimpse of the fortress as I'm falling there, and pearl my way over to it. I decide to eat this suspicious stew halfway up, which is a horrible idea because now I'm blind. Luckily, I hear this wither skeleton, otherwise I would have just kept pillaring into it. I pillar my way up to the roof, and there's quite a few mobs here, so I have to do this weird dance around. I like to take these guys out instead of just letting them live. I know it's such a big time waste, but if I don't know where I'm traveling at the moment, I've died way too many times to these guys. We get our first blaze rod from the stray there, jump down here. We're still just trying to locate the spawner, and the draw vote comes up. Now, this is kind of like showing your hand in poker. At this point, I'm pretty convinced this guy has died. He was in the fortress before us. He was just waiting for me to die or do something, but I think he's just died and he's tilted at this point. I locate the spawner. I'm not gonna let his draw vote change my mind on what I need to do. I'm still just gonna play the seed out. He sends another draw vote. Now it's 100%. I'm convinced this guy's died for sure. And the FF comes through. He had obviously just had enough of the seed. And just like that, we have done it. We are up to gold 2, rank up 4 wins in a row. And just like I said, those stray mobs, those were this guy's downfall. That's why you don't let those wither skeletons live. So there you go. I did it. It wasn't the most glamorous rank up game, but I did what I set out to achieve, and that was hit gold 2. And you know what? I have a feeling it's only up from here, baby. If you like this video and you want to see more from me in the future, drop a like, subscribe, do all that. I have tons of stuff planned, and I think you're going to love it. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.